guys, and welcome back to Simply Nails. We're just going to actually get started with an all white set. We're going to do an all white set, and then we're going to do a white set with this a little bling for our customer order. If you don't mind, as we're getting started, could you kindly hit that subscribe button, like, comment. I do respond very quick to any comments that I get. And just, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and let's continue. So as we get into this nail set, let's do a little story time. Parents, if you have children in school, let me be the first to tell you, your kids can be toxic. Let's start off about just one of my kids. So I have 4 kids, a 10-year-old, a 13-year-old, and I have twins that is 8 years old. And my 13-year-old in school is like the perfect kid. I never have any concerns about her. I had never really have to go to the school for anything. Like this child, when she gets report card, she brings me her computer and breaks down, oh, this why I got this grade, this why this happened, this why I felt on this one, but this how I'm pulling this grade up. Like the whole 9 yards. I ain't gotta think about it. I ain't gotta worry about her. This child, since she was younger, she's always been the one that will basically discipline herself. She get report cards and she like, oh, I messed up, and she's basically already telling me what happened, what she's working on, what she's doing. But she's been that child since day one. One of my twins is just like her. I have boy-girl twins, I'm sorry. One of the twins, the girl, is pretty much just like her. Real focused on school. She's a child in the classroom raising her hand. This is base code, I'm sorry. Yeah, but she's the child in the classroom raising her hand, telling the teacher, hey, you forgot to give us homework. She's that kid, but whatever. And then I have a son, which is one of the other twins, and my 10-year-old. They're just alike. When it comes to school, I go or I don't go. I do good, I don't. And it's not that I don't push them all the same, but their personalities with school has always been different. Now, they're not troublemaking kids. They never get in trouble, but they just never been the ones that, oh, don't forget we have homework. Oh, don't forget we have to do this. And it's like over the summer for me, I always make sure I get workbooks and things for them to do over the summer so that they're not just sitting here, especially because you get that gap over the summer when kids are not doing anything. One of my twins, she's telling me, oh, Mom, did you assign my pages for the day? Because they know when you get up in the morning, brush your teeth, do what you gotta do, and yeah, start your work. So the girls went up. She gets up immediately. Did you assign my pages for the day? If I say no, I ain't signed your pages yet, she okay, you assign them so that if I finish my breakfast, I can do what I need to do. Okay, just trying to give a little background on how the kids work. So recently, my 10-year-old comes home. This is going to be a white set. I'm using Beetle's gel polish for this. That's $8.94. So yeah, recently my 10-year-old, it's a girl. She's a girl. My baby comes home, she's been, her behavior's been off. And this year she's been off anyway because she's been like, oh, I want to go to school. Every day she's been, oh, I want to go to school. Even on days where I'm tired, it's cold, it's icy. I'm like, yo, we gonna call it we not gonna do it this day. We gonna call it a day. She's been still, oh no, I want to go to school. I walk by myself because the school is so close for her. One of my kids' school is very close. The other one's school I have to drive to. So she's like, oh, my school closed. I could just walk right there. Even on days where I'm like, no, it's cold, it's icy out there. Even if the school system don't call it, like today is not a good day, so I'm going to call it myself because I don't want y'all to be safe or whatever. So she was like, no, I'm going to school. like I said, she's not that child that always been school bound or whatever. Like she'll go because I sent her, she'll do her work and she behaves herself. But she's never been that kid that's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to school even if you don't take me. But this year, she's in 5th grade. She's 10. This year, starting out, all of a sudden, oh no, I want to go to school, and blah, blah, blah. Now, I already kind of got one that it probably was a little boy. For one, she's in a new school. She didn't know anyone because we just moved into an area that we didn't live in. And, you know, with COVID lifting, my kids was out of school for the last few years. So this year, she's like, oh, I want to go to school. I want to go to school. So I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you're into school. But I already caught one that it was something more than, oh, I just want to be in school. So it was more the fact that it was a little boy. He lived around my way as well. And yeah, so they call themselves, oh, we're dating or we're in love. And it's just like, you're 10, but whatever. I'm having conversations. I'm catching wind of it like as it come up slowly. And as I'm figuring out what's going on, I am having like conversations with her. Me and her went out one-on-one. We doing on like little mommy-daughter dates. Because I'm trying to, you know, talk to her and not tell her don't do this. Because the more you tell the kids, don't do this, don't date, don't like boys, you know, they want to do it. So I'm basically just having a conversation with her like it's normal to have feelings for boys, but you know, it's appropriate things that you should be doing, and it's healthy ways to do it, and it's unhealthy ways to do it, or whatever. So we having these conversations. She's like, oh, okay, Ma, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I don't have no boyfriend. Read through her phone, the little boy every night. Love you, love you, love you. And she not really saying I love you back because I don't know. My kids are not exposed to a lot. So she don't know. I'm sorry. Alexa off. Alexa's so rude. Yeah, so she don't know that how to actually be in a relationship. She's never seen, like, I'm a single mom. Even if I do date, it's very rare that anybody comes to my house. No one has ever, I don't think my kids has ever met anyone or whatever. I don't feel like I've been at the point where it's just like, okay, yeah, we're in a serious relationship. So introducing them or having them around people just doesn't happen. Other than their dad, of course. Me and their dad was back and forth for quite some time. So I was like, dating, I guess nowadays it's just different. So it's like, I don't think I've ever really introduced them to anyone that I've dated. If I have dated, it's like I went on a date, maybe liked him for a little while, but never got to the point where I'm like, oh, let me introduce him to my kids. So she's never seen me like with a bunch of dudes in and out the house, none of that. So like dating, it's new. She don't know anything, but you know, she tried to act like I know. But it's new. Okay, my camera felt like it was falling. So yeah, dating is new. She never done it and she don't know nothing about it. But this year, you know, she decided, oh, I like this little boy. He crushing on me, I'm crushing on him. 10 years old, that's what y'all do. Y'all like people. Okay, so it's been since the beginning of the school year. She's been crushing on this little boy, then claim, oh, we in love. Whatever. No, you're not. Valentine's Day, this little boy knocks on my door. Hey, can you give Kaden this rose? He brought out a chocolate rose. Okay, whatever. And I'm kind of like monitoring it or whatever. Not kind of, I'm definitely monitoring because I'm checking her phones. But just recently, so this was all beginning of the school year. Just recently, Kaylin's been, she has been coming home. Oh, I don't want to go to school anymore. I don't want to go to school. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're going through a little breakup or whatever. So that little boy she's been dating also, every time they're on the phone, there's another little girl on the phone. So I said, well, why is this another little girl on the phone? Not that I'm like, want them to be in think they really want to be in a healthy relationship. You're in 5th grade, you're not. But I don't know, since the beginning of school year, I told my child, like, something's wrong with your friends. Like, something's off. Some of the messages, without telling her that I seen some things or whatever, I'm just kind of telling her, like, something's off with your friend. So she just like, oh, no, she seems nice, blase, blase. She's 10. Like I said, they're 10. I gotta keep saying they 10 because what seems normal to them is going to be different from what's normal to me as a grown woman. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I said something's wrong off with your friend. Like, something don't make sense. Something don't add up. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Fast forward. So basically, they're in group messages and group FaceTime calls. So every time y'all on the phone, the little girl jumps on the phone. Okay, but she started it so to make sure they all talk to each other. So fast forward, my daughter comes just like 2 weeks ago. I'm coming in my room like, Mom, look at this because now they saying all this stuff. And I'm like, they who? Who's saying what? Like, what's going on? At this point, the little girl that she was hanging out with that was always on the phone told everybody in the classroom that she's been liking this little boy all this time, and basically she's been liking him all this time, and my daughter knew it since 2nd grade. My daughter was not even in that school because, like I said, we just moved into this area. My daughter didn't know any of them, but apparently all of them knew each other. Okay, so I'm just like, so I'm reading the messages. The little girl like, well, you don't listen to her, because it's like she got other people involved. Like she needed people to be on her side. So she like you don't listen to her. You knew she liked him, but it's like, what's confusing me now. I'm not trying to say, okay, y'all should be in a healthy relationship, or trying to say, oh no, y'all need to be, that's your boyfriend. None of that. I'm just confused on why all of a sudden y'all been friends all this time, and then all of a sudden she don't like you and she's mad at you because you're dating him, but y'all been dating since the beginning of school year. Because this is nothing new. So it's like, why all of a sudden today is everybody mad? Okay. So I kind of had to stop cringing the fact that you already do think you're dating and actually try to get to the bottom of what's going on. So she brings me the phone. I'm reading through the message. These little 5th graders' mouths are woo. Parents, if you ain't checking your kid's phone, start checking your kid's phone. But these little 5th graders' mouths is special. They got more of the conversation than I did. I said, oh, okay, wow. And they cussing and fussing back and forth. My daughter basically texting back like, I don't care. I don't care. She can be with him or whatever. They can go ahead and be together. I don't care. And I'm asking my daughter what's going on. My daughter like, well, she said I got smart with her. She said she got mad over the game. They were supposed to have been playing a game together. My daughter didn't want to play her game over Roblox. The little girl wanted to play a different game. And that's what the little girl said. That's the argument started over. The argument didn't start over that. I had to go back and read through. So these kids are slick. I seen her friend on her phone kept telling her, delete your messages. Delete your messages. Whatever. But kids are kids. Like I said, they're 10. They don't know. You could just call T-Mobile, Verizon, Sprint, whoever you're with, and ask for a full transcript of messages from whatever date to whatever date. So I did that. I asked for a full transcript. And that's why I say, parents, your kids can be toxic. Now, my child definitely did not start what was going on, but let's rewind. Beginning of the school year, this little girl texted my daughter. They was playing a game. My daughter texted her like, hey, me and this little boy, we together now. This is beginning of the school year, like October, November time. The little girl said, what? I'm hurt. And my daughter like, oh, well, me and Ryan together, do you want to play the game? The little girl like, I don't want to play. I'm hurt. So even if she had to stop talking to my daughter at that point, I would have understood. But she didn't. My daughter waited about an hour or so, texted her again, and was like, do you want to play the game? Apparently the little girl at this point was bored, and she was over being hurt because she said, yeah. And they've been friends and playing together ever since. What happened now, because that was beginning of school year, so I'm like, why wouldn't you be still hurt or mad then? Why all of a sudden now, well, I don't like Kate, my daughter, and I'm mad at her because she stole my boyfriend and she know that's my boyfriend. It's just like, why does that make sense now? That's what confused me. Okay. What happened now is the fact that my daughter, like I said, she's not grown. She don't know how to be in a relationship. She's not one of the kids that watch, oh, okay, we supposed to be kissing, we supposed to be doing any of that. My daughter don't understand any of that. She's never been exposed to any of that. This is the first year in the school. This is the first year around here. We've been in the house. My kids are home kids. Even when they go outside, before I'm tired of them being outside, before I'm tired of sitting outside watching them, my kids outside 15, 20 minutes and they back in the house. She was a complete virgin to this whole situation. Okay. So I'm reading through the messages now. Some things that was being said. The little girl to me is grown. The little boy, been in relationships, like they've been dating for years. Other people and everything. So what's I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So it's like my daughter, the little boy, he's saying little stuff, but it's like my daughter not really feeding into it because she don't know to feed into it. She don't know how. I'm so sorry. She don't know to feed into it. She don't know how to feed into it or whatever. So she just like, he said, I love you. And she's just like, oh, okay. And he like, you don't care about me. I was sick the other day. And I told you you didn't care. My daughter just like kind of like, oh, okay. Now the grown woman, your significant other tell you, I'm sick. You gonna ask what's wrong. Blah, blah, all that stuff. Do you need anything? If that's the person you really with and you care about. My daughter just like, oh, okay. Like basically a regular conversation. She does not know that, how to react as a grown woman. Now, this other little girl, though, that always jumps on the phone with them, she's aware. She's a grown little girl, and she know, like, proper responses. She was on it. That's going to be my boyfriend. This little girl, side note, this little girl had went as far as telling my child at the beginning of the school year, oh, I'm gay, don't talk around, we're going to be together, because she wanted to be with this little boy that bad. Like, now some of the things that this little girl was doing, I said she was so manipulative that I said, wow, I wouldn't even have thought of some of that these kids are thinking now. Showed her she was gay. She told her Ryan gay. If that wouldn't work, she said Ryan gay, don't talk to him. She started talking to everybody, don't he was a girl, he had rabies. Like, when I say this little girl was going to the extremes, telling my daughter all this different stuff just so she wouldn't talk to him, I said, wow. But it's like, at the same time, this same little boy has dated all the little girls. Like, I asked my daughter that, like, why is this little boy, like, if y'all girls and y'all on the phone, why he always on the phone? Apparently, all the little girls in the group that hang together, he's dated all of them at one point or another. And I'm telling my child, like, you know, it's not okay for a man to think that he could date you and all your friends, right? She's like, yeah, I know. Which she didn't know, but okay. She said she knew. But I'm like, it's kind of off that he's like really in all of y'all face. She said, yeah, I know. Okay. So, yeah, the little girl, she went as far as telling my daughter all types of crap. So, fast forward. All of them, like I said, been friends since for quite some time. My child has not been in that school. She knew none of them. So the little girl decided, oh, I don't like my daughter no more because I want to be with him. So what actually happened is the little girl, like I said, she jumps in the phone on all their conversations. She was just basically getting ammunition, trying to figure out what, how to get him, because she said she liked him since second grade, and she wanted him back. Apparently they dated last year, and she wanted him back. Okay. And mind you, again, these are 5th graders. Like, this crap got so out of hand so quick for 5th graders. And the teacher's like, well, this is not uncommon. So when my daughter, let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm backtracking. So when my daughter got in my room showing me the phone, because at this point it's getting out of hand because the little girl got other little girls in the class involved. And they're all texting and bombarding her phone with calls back to back. And, oh, well, you this and you that, and you this and you that, or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, so cool. Give me the phone. She gave me the phone, and I'm reading through the messages, and I'm seeing some of the things that I said. I love a solid white pair, but yeah, I'm watching, listening, reading some of the things that I said and what's going on. And the little girl is basically, they basically attacking her at this point. Like, she didn't bring me the phone and say nothing to me until it basically got out of hand. And I'm just looking at her like, why did you tell me something early on? Like, Mom, such and such is going on. Any of that. You didn't say anything. You just basically just let it get to where it's at now, and then said, oh, Mom, this is going on. And it's like, no, baby, you should have brought me this earlier so we can nip things in the bud. So by the time she brought me the phone or whatever, I'm trying to reach out to parents and, choose the teacher. And I felt bad because I felt like I just kept throwing her in the middle. And I'm just like, I'm trying to reach out to parents, try to figure out what's going on so we can get this nipped in the bud. Like, at 5th grade, you can still talk to parents or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, let's just, reach out to some parents, try to figure out what's going on. I don't feel like that needs a 3rd coat. That's pretty smooth. And I'm so sorry, y'all. My allergies is kicking my butt. But, yeah, so I'm just like, all right, let's just reach out to parents at this point. So I'm calling the teacher like, hey, can you reach out to this person parent, this person parent? It's been going on back and forth. They on the phone cussing each other out. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with children. I'd rather get parents involved at this point, because it's like they doing too much. Y'all only 5th graders, but y'all doing a little too much for me. So she did that. We reached out to the parents, those 2 particular parents, because at this point it was only those 2 parents, 2 other little girls. It wasn't even a little boy or the other little girl. So she did that, like, not a problem. I'm gonna do it right now, and their parents are pretty easy to contact because they do respond. Okay, good. So we start getting that nipped in the bud. So then the little girl, the other little girl, I said, my daughter, like, well, they keep calling and talking on my phone. Okay, cool. You know what? We're gonna change the number. So let's just try to get around this. We're gonna change the number. Change my child number. Okay, cool. I'm going to my child's phone, and I see a message in her phone. Now, if I read her text messages, I remove phone privileges anyway, because even though you didn't start all this whole situation, some things that were said was inappropriate. So I'm not gonna never like call about nobody else's child without disciplining my own. If mine's wrong, tell me what's going on. I just want to get to the bottom of the situation. So she did lose phone privileges. I did take things away from her as well, because it was like, you're at 5th grade. I need you to focus on school. All this is unnecessary and it's uncalled for. Like, y'all doing too much. So she gave me the phone or whatever. I took all her stuff. Blase. So, okay, cool. Let me see, which nail do I want to bling? I think I want to bling out the middle now. I always gotta do it like this. I think I'm gonna blink out this now. Yeah, so she like, okay, cool. So gave me the phone, whatever. I changed her number. I see at this point, the other little girl and little boy, like I said, we didn't reach out to their parents because when everything started happening, they basically stopped talking and let the other kids kind of take over, the one she got involved, because she wanted to look innocent and she didn't want to get in trouble. So I'm using some rhinestone glue, you guys, for this. I know you can't see it because it's all camera. And yes, this is a makeup brush. I love this brush. It's a makeup brush, but it works so well. But yeah, so yeah, so she you know, I ain't do nothing. I was just trying to stand up for myself, blase, you know, all the stuff kids say. I'm not trying to start nothing, but I'm sorry, I apologize. That's what little girl texts back to the phone when parents start getting involved. So at this point, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever. Long as they not bothering you, whatever, cool. That's what I'm telling my daughter. Go to school, mind your business. Don't focus on nothing. Don't focus on them. Mind your business. So after that night, the other two little girls stopped talking to her. They not really saying nothing. Cool. Perfect. That's what I want them to do. Like, I'm not trying to rekindle friendships. Y'all friends, cool. If y'all not, not a problem. But I just want all the extra crap to go away. So she like, oh, okay, well, they not talking to me. Okay, that's fine. I'm not trying to make y'all be friends again. After all that, I don't think y'all can be friends again. That was just a bit much. She like, okay. But she said the other little girl and boy that, you know, originally started everything, they was like kind of being mean or whatever. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by being mean? Are they bothering you? Are they trying to physically hit you? Like, what's happening? Because I'm not going to call the school and say, oh, they being mean. They won't be my daughter's friend. No, that's how I'm done. Y'all don't got to be friends, but y'all don't have to be mean to each other either. So I'm like, what's going on? She like, the little boy kept jumping at her like he was trying to fight her. So at this point, yeah, I'm escalated. I'm upset. Because it's like, you're a whole little boy. And it's like, y'all gotta be friends. And this little boy's whole problem was, he kept on trying to talk to my daughter. My daughter like, I don't care. Stop talking to me. She said, take your little $2. I seen a message. He said he wanted the money because he knew she didn't care. So she basically texted him back, like, take your little $2. Go be with the other girl because I don't care. Because my daughter just really always had that, okay, whatever, I don't care. Personality. Since she was a child, she always kind of when you talk to her, she just kind of had that I don't care thing. So that's basically what she told him. Take your little $2, go be with the other little girl, I don't care. He's mad because he's trying to get my daughter attention so bad. And everything the other little girl doing, because she's grown and she know what to do in a relationship, my daughter basically is not doing. So it's like he want my child to do it. My child won't do it because she don't know to do it. She's not a grown child. And everything the other little girl doing, she's doing because apparently she didn't see something, know something, watched the sister, something. But she's more of a grown child. So he's basically mad because my daughter won't respond and she keeps saying I don't care. So the next day, I want to say, he still was calling her phone. I hadn't changed the number just yet. So the next day they was calling her phone. I'm going to take a picture of those because I posted my sets on Etsy. I want to do a solid white and then one with rhinestones. So yeah, so my daughter, just basically telling him like, well, I don't care. You can go ahead and be with her. I'm not mad, whatever. Like, y'all can be together. I don't care. She wasn't even saying she didn't want to be the little girl friends. Like, she didn't even comprehend it. Like, that's not okay. She just like, I don't care. The little boy, he mad because she don't care. So now in school, he's jumping, like, trying to jump on her face like he want to fight her. I'm mad. I'm escalated because I'm like, you're a boy. Come on now. She don't want to be your friend. That's fine. But you ain't got to jump on her face. She like, my daughter like, well, when he walked past me, he bumped me and hit me in the chest and it hurt it. I do think he bumped her, but I don't think it was as much as, like, I imagined. Because when she said he hit me, I'm just thinking this little boy put his hands on my daughter. I'm escalating. I'm mad. I'm reaching out to Tisha again. Like, we need to reach parents. Like, first of all, the little boy lives around my way, like a couple of doors down. I haven't been living around here long. I've never seen his mother. I don't even know who his mother is. First, I'm like, you know, I'm going to knock on the door. But I said, you know what? My sister escalated, like, okay, yeah, we about to go. I'm about to pull up. I'm about to go knock on his door. I said, okay, this about to get out of hand. I said, you know, we're going to try to, let me reach out to the teacher and see exactly what happened. The teacher, she said she didn't see it. They was in the hallway when it supposedly happened or whatever. She really not sure or whatever. She's apologetic, like, I'm sorry, I don't even know because I didn't see it or whatever. I wasn't nowhere near them or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. that's not a problem. I'm sorry, I got to watch the time. They should be about to come home. So I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. I mean, it's not, your fault that you're doing your job or whatever. She wasn't there. She didn't see it. Okay, cool. Not a problem or whatever. So the teacher like, but I will reach out to his mother and the little girl mother, because at this point, them two are only two in the classroom, like still like edging stuff on. Like my daughter not talking to him, but my daughter like they edging stuff on. This is why parents, I said, your kids can be toxic. So if she did that or whatever, my daughter, like this little boy, she kind of said that he was like kind of picking or whatever, which I believe he was like picking a little bit, because like I said, he's still mad because she like, I don't care. I don't like you. I don't care or whatever. So he was kind of, I guess, still in his little feelings, because it's like, oh, you don't even care about me or whatever. Because he kept telling her in her message, you don't care about me, you don't care about me or whatever. But like I said, she don't know to care about you or how to care about you. You are 10. Y'all don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. So that's what he kept telling my child or whatever. So I'm trying to think, do I want to, let me do a top coat on here. I want to do a solid white pair and then a white pair without rhinestones. I want to post both. Yeah, so my child like, oh, okay, well, he bothering me in school. He bumped me. I called the teacher like, well, she said he's hit her and blase blase. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, I'm not trying to rekindle friendships. I don't want to care that they not talking. We at the end of the school year. Like, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. We don't even have that long left. Let's just finish the school year. That's my attitude. But then my daughter come home, like, she sent me a message the other day, like, oh, well, he sent me, they can't text or call her, because like I said, I changed her number. So the only time they can see her, and my kids, like I said, they're not outside kids, so they don't really go outside. Only time she can see him or he can see her is basically in school. He might walk past the house, but basically in school. So she like, he whispered in my ear, I need to go die. So at this point, I'm heated. I am heated because it's like little kids, this is why they're killing each other. This bullying and crap in school. She like, nobody in the class talking to me. He told me to go die. He whispered it in my ear, I need to go die. Basically, I kill myself or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay, no. I'm back up at the school at this point. At this point, I'm not even on the phone. I am actually in the office. My daughter texts me this like 5 minutes later. I live around the corner. I'm already in the office, texting her like, I'm in the office, come downstairs. Like, I need to know, we need to get to the bottom of this. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, so talk to the principal or whatever, all that. And the principal like, I am going to hey man, I'm just trying to get my glitter. Yeah, so I'm talking to the principal and all that. I'm going to glitter this now right here. Let me get some more top coat. So the principal like, oh, okay, let's just get to the bottom. I pull everybody in the office. We're going to talk about this and try to figure out what's really going on. Cool. So she pulled them together, pulled them separately. And he said, I didn't say that. Basically, like, same thing he said before. I didn't hit her. I didn't do that. Basically, that's how everybody left it. Well, he said he didn't do it. There was no witnesses. Nobody seen it. But we are aware. We're watching what's going on. Okay, and I'm telling my daughter, basically, just stay away from those two kids or whatever. Y'all not friends. Y'all don't like each other. And that's fine. Y'all don't got to be, like, besties. But just stay away from each other. My daughter's like, okay, well, I don't really say nothing to them. Blah, blah, blah. Your kids going to always come home and play innocent. Whether they wrong or not, they're going to come home and play innocent. Now, I don't think my daughter was completely wrong in all this situation, but I know she had a part in it. And I'm not going to be naive because, oh, that's my child, and say, oh, no, she's innocent. No, she has some parts in it. So she like, yeah, I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. So after they had a conversation or whatever, everything kind of died down or whatever. But the little girl gonna approach her like, well, what happened? I told her you shouldn't even be talking to that little girl. She's not your friend. Stop talking to her. I don't care if you want to know what happened. She can go ask him. So the little girl got smart like, well, you deaf or whatever. First of all, the little girl like tiny as crap or whatever. She run her mouth a little bit, but every time anything happens, she apologized first because she knows she'll get in trouble. I said, okay. Caitlin, just stay away from everybody. Don't talk to nobody. Don't come around them. Just stay away from them or whatever. Go to school, talk to the people that you talk to, and just stay away from them. Okay, I can do that. That's not a problem. Cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, cool. So then I'm picking my other two, my twins up, because my daughter, she been going to school spotting here and there, because I ain't been sitting her because everything going on. So I'm like, oh, okay, so cool. Caitlin, let's I'm trying to think, do I want to bling this pair or do I want to leave it solid white? I think I'm going to post on my website a solid white pair. And then I'm also going to post a bling pair. So I'm picking my twins up and we're walking down the street. And the little boy, like I said, he live right here, so he walking behind us. Not saying nothing, he just kind of walking behind us, talking to his friend. My daughter's looking past me and I'm looking at her face and she's mugging him. So I'm like, so why are you staring at him and mugging him like that? Or whatever. Because like I said, I'm going to correct my own child. She like, oh, because I was just listening to him, what him and his friends were saying. And I'm just like, little girl, you got me changing numbers. You got me doing all this, going back and forth to school, calling parents. And you sit here staring. Like, at this point, I'm like, baby, you're picking. Like, you know y'all not friends. You know, like, y'all shouldn't be hanging around each other or out with each other, any of that. Why are you staring in his face? Well, I was just listening to what they were saying. And I'm like, basically, sweetheart, mind your business. Like, try to say it as nicely as possible, but no, at this point, you gonna make me as a parent look dumb when you kind of starting. He ain't paying you no attention. He ain't looking at you. He ain't bothering you. Like, real talk, like, mind your business. I don't care what him and his friends talking about. It ain't got nothing to do with you. She like, oh, okay. Like, but like the look on her face, that's why I said your kids can be toxic. Because after all that, read through the messages, my child act like she ain't do nothing. She don't know what's going on. Some things, like I said, some of the conversation, I know my child didn't comprehend because she's not a grown child. But some of the stuff, I'm just like, why are you doing that? No, that's you, baby. That's all you. Mind your business and don't worry about him. He ain't worry about you. Don't worry about him. She like, well, I was just trying to see what they was talking about. Oh my gosh, like this child got me changing numbers. I have already started the process to move out of school because next year they should be in the same school. And I said, I'm starting a new job next year. I cannot go through this next year with you and your little friends. Or we friends and then we not friends. I can't do that. Well, that's pretty. I love solid white. Like the solid white pair is too cute. Like we not doing none of this next year. So I need you to mind your business. Oh, okay. Your kids can be toxic parents. Let me just say that. Let me just end the story there saying that your children can be toxic. Don't think because it's my child, oh, she ain't do nothing. We got to be open-minded. Now, the little boy mother, I don't like the way she handled it at all. Because, like, she basically just like, oh, my son said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. And she left it at that or whatever. Now, I don't think that was a proper response or whatever because your son did do something that he's, like, picking on a little girl. And my daughter, like, well, when we was dating or whatever, because, you know, they think they was in a whole relationship. He used to tell me that his father beat his mother up. His father beat his mother, him and his mother up, and then he just left, and he ain't never come back. I said, well, that would make sense on why he thinks it's okay, but it's not okay. But, yeah, parents, your kids can be toxic. Go to the school, figure out what's really going on, figure out the whole situation, read through phones, because at some point, it could be your kid that's starting this stuff, even though they're playing victim at some point, it might not be all of your child's fault. But either way, this whole bullying situation, get ahead of it, and don't really consider that, oh, my child didn't do anything. Your child can definitely be toxic and they could be starting a lot of the problems. But we're going to end this here. This is the finished product. I'm going to post this. I didn't do this one because I'm going to post a solid white pair. But I'm going to do a second hand to this one. And then I'm going to just post a solid white pair. I sell everything on my Etsy shop on online. Right on Etsy or whatever. But I'm going to post 2 side sets. And my kids are about to come home, so let me get off here and go get them. Thanks, as always, for tuning in with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any suggestions? I'm open to suggestions. I'm a new nail tech that's just starting out on press-ons. I do acrylics on myself. I'm not licensed, so I don't do other people's hands. But thanks, as always, for tuning in. Give me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe. Once I get to gold, I am going to start doing giveaways. So stay with me. Thank you and bye.